Hi guys, this is John here. Now, in your family, when a new child is born, what do you do with the child? You first give it a name. Similarly, now that you've decided to start your own company, you have to think of a name for your company. Now, there is no right way of thinking of a name because we've seen names all across the world. There are different types of names thought about by people. But there are a couple of things you might want to think about. Think of a name that can be pronounced easily. Second, think of a name that you like. This is very important. Third, think of a name which is short. Again, there are no fixed rules. These are just some tips or hints when you think of a name. Another aspect that you might want to consider when you give a name is that it should not offend people. So these are just some thoughts, but more importantly, you have to give a name to the company. And the second most important thing is you have to define the vision of your company. Ask yourself this simple question: what do I want my company to do after 5 years? Second question: where do I see my company after 5 years? How do I see my company grow after 5 years? These all questions are related, but basically you have to define the vision of your company. So let me give you a few examples. So now let us look at a couple of examples. First, I will introduce a company to you called as Drona Aviation. Now, can you guess what does Drona Aviation do? Drona Aviation makes drones. Now, they came up with a very interesting name because the name Drona has some part of the name drone in it. And you know from Hindu mythology that there was Dronacharya who was an excellent teacher. So just the name is catchy enough. Now let us look at what Drona Aviation's vision is. So we will go to their website and take a look. So this is the website for Drona Aviation, and their vision is for the benefits to reach the last mile with drones. Drona Aviation aims to build the ecosystem to foster and decentralize these drone innovations. Basically, what they want to do is they want drones to be accessible by people. They want to make sure that many people are able to get drones and at an affordable rate. And people should be able to build drones, and Drona Aviation builds products for that. So this is one example. Now let us look at another company called Eduvance. Now Eduvance is an educational technologies company, or EdTech as we call it. Now the name is derived from the English word advance, which is to go ahead, and edu, as you can say, is education. So you combine education and advance and you get Eduvance. So again, you as a budding entrepreneur, you don't have to be worried about the name. It always takes time to come up with a name. So don't worry about that right now. Just think of a name which is suitable. You could even think of Spartan Technologies or whatever you would like. just think of a name, but when you're actually starting a company, you need to spend some time on the name. So let us look at the vision statement for Eduvance. The vision for Eduvance is to become India's premier education technologies company in the skill development domain. Basically, Eduvance wants to provide technical skill development and wants to be the leader in this in India, and that's their vision. So that was another example that we saw. Now let's look at a third company called Enabler. Enabler is a platform where you can build augmented reality or AR or virtual reality or VR. So you can build AR and VR apps without any programming. So this is what the company does. So the name Enabler comes from the English word enabler, which is to enable or make things easy. And these guys took the AR from that name and combined enable plus AR to give you Enabler. Again, you can think of creative ways of coming up with names. Now let's look at the vision statement for Enabler. So let's go ahead and check their website out. The vision for Enabler is to be a first of its kind platform for students to develop their skills in AR and VR. So the vision for Enabler is that these guys want to give you a platform where you can develop AR and VR. And the perspective is for the platform to be easy to use. So that's the vision for these guys. So for you guys, when you are thinking of starting your company, first thing you have to think about is a name. And second, you have to think about is the vision. Now, it's not important that you need to drive the vision right from the word go, but before your company hits the market, it's a good idea. I mean, it's a good practice. It's not compulsory, but it's a good practice to come up with your vision. You have to definitely come up with a name, right? But with time, you can come up with your vision. So I hope this was clear. So go ahead and fill in the answers to your questions on the Entrepreneurship platform. I'll see you guys in the next section. Thank you.